I was 31, and I'd achieved nothing that I thought I was supposed to achieve by 31. I didn't have a job, I didn't have a steady relationship, and I didn't have a place to live. I was living in San Francisco in a sublet, and I was losing my job because of the dot bomb, and every time I joined a company, it would just fold. And I was miserable, sort of beyond miserable. I was bitter, I was tired, I was frustrated. And an ultimate Frisbee friend of mine said, go to Tulum, Mexico. So I was in between jobs, and I found myself on this beach. And I was staying in this place called Papaya Playa. And Papaya Playa had palapas, which are grass huts, just meters from the water for $35 a night. And Papaya Playa was run by a man named Sergio, and I'm not making that up. He was so out of my league that I couldn't even look at him. He was adorable, sultry, and he never wore a shirt. Those were three things I really liked in a man. But I wasn't there for him. I spent my days in a hammock swinging with the breeze, warm breeze flowing over me, and a big stack of books, and just listening to the ocean. And at night, I would go to the bar, which sort of overlooked the beach. They didn't have power there, so they ran the generator for a few hours a day, ran the lights of the bar. And I hung out with travelers from all over the world. And I met this wonderful German woman. She was about 6 feet tall, and she had this long blonde hair and these long, long legs. And she spent every night chatting with Sergio. And he would twinkle his brown eyes at her, and I thought, yeah, she's getting somewhere. But I also talked to him. I chatted with him too, and somehow I never paid for a drink, but I just observed him, and I mostly ignored him. He's just too far removed from anything I could sample. At any rate, one night, the party got really going, and somebody yelled, "Let's go skinny dipping!" So I found myself just drunk enough to run down the beach, rip off my dress, and get in the water. And I noticed that Sergio was shutting down the bar early, which I thought was odd, but I didn't care. I was out swimming, and it was a starry night, and it was beautiful, and I don't remember much. But what I do remember is when I came out of the water, he was standing there, and he was glowing because he wasn't wearing a shirt. I put my dress back on, and I kept walking up the beach, and he stopped me, and he said, "Lisa." And he gave me the sweetest, gentlest, salty kiss. And I stopped him. I said, "Why me?" And he said, "Because you are so nice." And in that moment, my brain exploded with the possibility that I was, as he saw me, generous, warm, friendly, I had seduced this Adonis with my short legs and my big soul, and it felt really good. And the night was a blast, and the next morning he gave me a sweet kiss goodbye, because Sergio was for Papaya Playa, and I was for San Francisco. And I got on the plane, and I was different. My shoulders were back, and my heart was forward, and I felt like a goddess. I was a goddess. And I couldn't have told you that then, but I know this now. I was ready for something different. I was ready to take a risk, share myself more. And a couple weeks later, I went on an internet date. We all did in San Francisco the whole time. And it was going the same way it always was going. Like, we're talking about where we travel, da-da-da-da, how many sisters we have. And then finally, I said, "Why are you here?" And I meant it. I wanted to know the answer. And we started an authentic conversation, a beautiful, authentic conversation I've been having with that man over there for 18 years. Thank you, Matt.